Hey, gang. Sorry. Oh, allergies. Oh, goodness. Oh, right. Welcome to another edition of Doc Schlock, where I review really bad horror movies, or at least ones I think are bad, and so that you don't have to. Don't you feel lucky? Is that a pun? I don't know. Anyway, in this episode, it's Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. Now, just like Halloween 3, many people considered this to be one of the worst in this series. And I do say I kind of agree with them, but I kind of don't. But when you really think about where they were going to try and go with this one, yeah. So this one has a similarity to Halloween 3. Here's the backstory. Jason was killed off in Part 4. Seems like all's well and everything's cool. Tommy Jarvis is going to live in a new place, but he's still being haunted by visions of Jason. Is Jason really dead? Yeah. But apparently in this one, we have a copycat Jason. Yeah, real good idea, huh? So, for those of you who have seen it, you pretty much know the rundown. You really don't see Jason much in this movie. You see him killing people off in very ridiculous ways. The use of a pair of hedge clippers, a leather belt around a guy's eyes, meat cleaver to the face, meat cleaver decapitation, machete being used a few times. Actually, the only kill Jason doesn't do in this movie is by this one dude who's a little bit deranged chopping wood, and he cuts up this fat dude who's a little bit slow. Anyway, so you don't really see Jason much in this movie unless he's in hallucinations by Tommy, which, of course, Tommy in this one is pretty much grown up. And again, a lot of ridiculous kills in this one. But Jason, as it turns out, finally appears towards the end of this movie. And there were a lot of things I didn't think were necessary for this movie. One of them being Reggie's grandfather getting killed off, which he really didn't show much in this movie. But again, you know, there were quite a few characters that only appeared for maybe a brief few minutes and they get killed off. But a lot of the kills in this movie were a little bit ridiculous. Flare in the mouth of one of the victims. You know, but what really made this movie bad is that this did not take place at Crystal Lake, but yet they actually believe that somehow Jason comes back to life and goes somewhere else to kill a bunch of juvenile delinquents. Yeah, can you make sense of that one? Anybody? Yeah, exactly. There were a lot of differences in this one in this movie's Jason than there was in the previous ones. If you notice really closely, the coloring of the triangles on the mask in this one are blue, whereas Jason's hockey mask triangle colors are red. And in this one, Jason. Yeah, long story short, it's not really Jason. It turns out it's an ambulance worker who was the father of the slow, fat dude who got hacked to death earlier in the movie. So the movie winds up with Tommy having one final hallucination of Jason. He somehow finds his hockey mask in his drawer, and it appears that Tommy has escaped from the hospital where he's staying at. One of the counselors at the place he was staying at comes in, sees the broken window, the door closes, and there's Tommy wearing the hockey mask of Jason. Apparently, just like Halloween 3, they wanted to go in a totally new direction with this one, but it failed miserably. So part 6, Jason was brought back to life, and all was well with the world once again. Until, well, another Friday the 13th movie, which will be reviewed very, very soon. So there you go. Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. One of the worst ones of the series. If you like my videos, feel free to subscribe. Comment if you feel any differently about this movie, or whatever your opinions may be. For Doc Schlock, stay strong and rock on. And remember, don't go swimming in Crystal Lake naked. But if you want to do it with your clothes on, that's fine too. Cha-cha-cha.